Yo, it's Guido coming at you with the Tactics Talk. Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate all your support of the channel. Keep it up. We're going to talk about scouting. This one's titled How to Scout. You're going to see passive, active, reacting across the map. This is a great scout map. Obviously, we're on Proc, spawned into the north spot, and I'm in my LTG Tier 7 Russian light tank. Now, I was trolling through my garage the other day. I think it was last night, actually, and I saw this tank, said, man, that's a weird looking little tank. I kind of like the weird looking tanks, the strange ones. It's not one I'd played a whole bunch. Quite a few years ago now, I guess. I was about to say recent past, but it was a while ago. They re-wickered some of the light tank line for the Russians, and they added this LTG in at Tier 7 as they moved. I believe it was with the big scout reordering that they did, what, a year and a half, 2 years ago, whatever it was. So, point of that is I haven't played this tank very much. Saw it in there and decided to, hey, let's just play a game in the LTG. I really do kind of enjoy it. It's really interesting. Flat little pancake tank. Crazy turret on top. Decent gun. And for this one, I don't have Sixth Sense. So this crew I just started does not have Sixth Sense. And I thought, let's go play this. And the good news is I got right on a great scout-friendly map. So let's see how this goes down. We're going to go ahead and head off here to the west side of the map. And initially, I'm going to take up a passive spotting or passive scouting position. I do not have Sixth Sense, so my assumption going in is that I'm spotted. If I come up here and I see any light tanks, really if I see any tank at all, unless it is outside of the view range or the spotting range, I'm going to assume I'm lit and I'm going to get out of there. But I'm able to come up here and I do not see a scout. Alright, so I know this bush. I'm going for the aggressive bush. I'm going for this one up here. You can stop here. This is a pretty good passive scouting spot. You'll notice that I am set up for passive with Binox and CamoNet. I just happen to like that setup. I know the meta has passed it by on most maps. T71 has gone across the middle and not showed anybody surfing the middle. The counter from the red side to stopping me from getting to this bush is to come up in this area right here. So that's why the camera is looking in this direction. So camera technique, as I'm driving, I am looking for one of these guys to come boiling up here, maybe come through these bushes, trying to counter me getting into that bush. And if they show up, I'm going to go ahead and bail out, probably take some hits, maybe even die, but this aggressive position works out. I'm able to get into these bushes. I'll position, and then I will stop. And I wait for my binoculars to come on, and now I'm in a passive position. I move my camera back. I want to see what shooters I have. I was noticing that as I moved up. How many guys do I have coming with me? This is a great spot if you have shooters. If you don't have any, it's okay. It will let people know someone's coming 1-2, but you're not really going to get any assist damage, obviously, if you don't have any shooters, and I have plenty coming up. Now, they're going to see, to their credit, that I am here, and they're not going to get too silly about moving forward. The 101 actually comes forward the most. And I'm going to type in here and basically say patience, because I know we've got the shooters. We at least have a few guys over on the east side of the map, and that's good. So we don't have any real weaknesses at the moment as far as our deployment goes. We have a strength on the 1-2 line, and I am waiting for somebody to be a little bit silly and come in. Now, I'm not going to shoot. I don't want to shoot up here. I'm currently in a passive scouting kind of role. You know, the thing about scouts, it's kind of an interesting thing. People say a lot, well, mediums are better scouts. Mediums can do the same thing scouts can do, yada, yada. There are several very important things that scouts have, light tanks have in this game. You can see that here he comes, first customer. This guy is just driving through. I've got him lit. My binocs are going. I got some good burn through to some of these bushes, but he really is kind of out in the open. Scouts, what do they have? They have their camo while moving, right? They're stationary camo while moving. That is a huge, huge, huge advantage, and it is worth more than most people like to admit. And a medium tank simply does not have that. In certain situations, anything can scout and do pretty well at it. As far as a class goes, that's not necessarily a role. You may take on the scout role in a TD or a heavy tank, that kind of thing. And you can see the AT-15 and the Tiger just out in the open, and they're absolutely getting pummeled. And I'm not going to move. I'm not going to shoot. And right now, I am the scout on this side. Obviously, if a medium got up here, he could probably light these guys up just as well. But that brings me to the other thing scouts have. They're generally faster. They're smaller. They can hide in bushes a little bit better. And you can see the Tiger 1 just disintegrates and goes down. The AT is taking a little bit more. My concern now is that he's getting close enough to proxy lighting distance. Now, I think he's too far down. Even if he went by me, I don't believe he would see me. But the other problem is to start thinking about how much of your tank is sticking out and where some of those angles may be. And it looks like I'm completely covered for the most part. I might have been able to get in here a little bit more, but look at this. There's a little opening right there. So maybe I didn't want to scoot forward there. You got to watch all those little things. Realize where your spotting points are on your tank and be careful about that. That is another reason why I like the camo net, is it gives me just that much extra while stationary camo for guys who may be droning by me. He doesn't have particularly good view range anyway. We'll go ahead and get going, and down he goes. All right, so we've cleaned up 2 guys over here, and my work here is done. Look over on the east side. Look what just happened. I had been watching that for a while, and I noticed that they had quite a few tanks over there. I was hoping that that guy wouldn't die so fast, but I really don't want that side to collapse. I've got a KV-4 T-71 sitting in the middle, so they will have shots on the hill. Someone's lighting them right now, and it's probably the 112. The 112 is pinned down in the buildings, so I'm going to come over here, and I'm going to go ahead and try to help them, kind of fire brigading it, right? We won over on the other side. We got a big stack there. They're on their own. If they need to push in, they're going to have to do that on their own. T-29 looks like he's taking the lead. We've got 3 of them down. We have quite a few up on the hill. So if you're counting noses, 3 dead and 1, 2, 3, 4 on the hill, and the scout in the middle. That's 7. That's 8 plus the Arty. That's 10. That doesn't leave very many tanks over there on that side necessarily. And some of their best ones are over here. We can see that the mutant is up here. So I'll cross over this way. The 112's alive. I don't have 6th sense, so I just assume I'm lit as I'm coming in here. Tree goes down. I notice that. And here I come. So now I'm into more of an active scouting role, where I'm looking to get close enough in here to light these guys up. I'm not hiding out in the bush. I'm using some of my movement. I'll just come up here and see if I can see this dude. Try to sneak one into the side of the turret, but don't quite get it. And more than likely, I'm lit right there on that shot. So again, always assuming when you don't have 6th sense, when you do something like I just did there, that you are lit. And then he comes up and over. I'm thinking, oh boy, this is going to hurt. Yep, it sure did. Fires HE at me and gets 221. It costs him a little, though. He comes over, so I'm going to go ahead and go unlit, hang out back here for a minute. And I've shifted over here to use these bushes. Good thing is I'm not taking any fire from my right. Looks like the KV-4 is moving up along the tracks right there, so they've won the middle, they've won the other side. They're pretty much all stuck up here. Take a chance. I was trying to go for the hatch right there. Probably a lot better opportunities, like maybe the IS, but it certainly got me lit. Although I did light all of them up. So look at that, just racking up more assist damage, keeping these guys honest on the hill. And pretty quickly this mutant is going to realize I need to go, because they're just getting wrecked from the guys in the middle. Come up here, I find the Comet being silly. He's out in the open, I hit him. Unfortunately, I hit APCR to try to deal with the mutant, and I'm still firing it at the LTG. There he goes. So he decides I got to go, take a shot. Now I'm going to go ahead and come down here and illustrate another thing that most scouts have, because they're small. They can hide in smaller folds of ground. If I was a much taller tank, that guy would still be shooting me. So I'm keeping him lit. I'm hanging out underneath this fold of ground that I knew was there. Even with his depression, he can't shoot me because there is terrain between he and I, and he's just getting pummeled. He waited for a few potatoes trying to get to me. I try to sneak one out. I'm never going to pen the front of his armor. Maybe go for the turret on that. But mostly just trying to keep him busy so he can get pummeled by the guys there in the middle, and they finally crush him. And really, this is a runaway win. Now we got artillery right there. I think he actually puts a shot on me. I miss. He thumps me. Fortunately, it was a splash. Come on in here. I'll fix the stun, so I go ahead and burn a kit just so I can get reloaded faster and get my damage in. So we went from passive. We flexed across the entire map. We saw a problem that needed fixing. We went over, helped the team fix that problem. Went to active mode, lighting guys up, rocking back and forth, hiding into folds of land, doing folds of the ground, doing the thing that scouts do, and then I get YOLO'd by the LTG, who decides my time is done, hits me, rams me, and then shoots me, but they're down to 2 tanks. And I might even get some of the spotting off of this guy. I don't remember if they kill him and I get the spotting. Doesn't look like it. Nope, looks like he gets away. No shots going into him right there. And what do we got? Let's go back. This is oh, I can't do that. Anyway, there it is. 4,984 spotting, 868 damage. I end up with, I think, no kills. Yeah, no kills, but a bunch of spotting damage. And just a good example on scouting, on passive scouting, flexing to where the problems are, because light tanks and mediums do that the best. And then moving into an active role, finding the problem and fixing it over there. And that's it. How to Scout 101. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. As always, keep supporting the channel, and we will see you.